So, Danny, as you know, most things are closed, right? Most businesses are shut down, and so as a result, people are kind of waiting for things to reopen again. And I saw this online. Someone brought up an interesting question. He's basically said, what happens if we reopen and then the number of cases of the issue that's going around the world, what if it starts to increase pretty dramatically and they shut down again? Would this actually cause an even worse crash than before? Because people might assume that they will shut things down even longer as a result of this. They're like, hey, we screwed up by opening up. That's what the government might think. So would that cause an even bigger crash? There are two ways of looking at this. One, maybe the government will just keep things open, say, oh, people didn't want it closed, and maybe the market might gyrate a little bit. Or two, they'll crack down and shut everything down and cause an even bigger crash. So what does Danny think?
Some of it's already factored into the stock right now.
It is. That's
and
why
it could go back down.
It could. Now, I think that's one reason why I think some people are cautious. I think some people are afraid to invest because they're saying, well, they'll reopen and then people will get infected and then they'll shut everything down again, and it'll be even worse the second time because the government will be even less likely to reopen things the way they did last time. So that's always a possibility, and it's actually a good idea to always have that as part of your mindset, to realize there is a risk out there of anything happening. Oh, look, someone left their mask on the ground. Not sure why that is, but there, see, that's an example of being careful. So it is always a good idea to consider the downside risk, the possibility that some unknown will happen. And I think some of the unknowns are kind of priced in because people just don't know anything about what's going on. But most people assume that it'll be a second spike, and I do kind of wonder how the government will react to that, because in some states they seem to be pretty keen on keeping things closed. Like California does not seem to be interested in reopening, but places like Texas are reopening, and obviously that's one reason why I believe a lot of stocks are going up too, is because some parts of America are opening up, and I think there's an expectation that other parts will reopen up in the near future. But it is a good question. What happens if the numbers spike? And I guess people are a little bit worried of what if they spike by an extremely terrible number. I mean, is that possible in the second spike?
Yes, it could be very much a lot worse.
It could.
It could be a lot worse than the first one.
Well, you can say that about anything. It's going to be worse. It's going to be terrible. And remember the headlines said we're all going to die, and then that didn't happen. So I think that actually some of the headlines, maybe one could argue it's good that the media scared people to some extent, because even if it wasn't as bad as they said it was, maybe it helps you to get the mask and to try to keep your distance from people. But on the other hand, there's a chance that the economy will be doing extremely badly because people may have suffered so greatly from the lockdowns that they might not be spending as before. I think there's expectation that, okay, to reopen and things will get back to normal and all the money making comes back. But just because the government allows things to open doesn't mean people will necessarily come back. And I think that's not quite priced in, because we don't know what people are going to do. That's a true market, what millions of people will naturally do with their spare time. As for me, I don't know if I will go to like the movie theater, although I don't think anybody has proven decisively that you would get the virus in a movie theater, right?
I don't know about that. Maybe you can.
Well, I mean, I'm sure it's possible, but I haven't heard of any actual cases that came about from a movie theater. But still, well, here's the thing. Here's another contrarian view. Maybe I would go to the movie theater just because nobody else would go to the movie theater. Maybe it would be so empty that how could you get a virus in an empty movie theater?
Look at this walk. Nobody's on this walk here.
Yeah, see, it's a pretty beautiful walk.
I think you have more celebrities. There's more celebrities living in these houses, and they don't like to be apart with the people.
Oh, is that so? Well, that's another example of how markets work. Like some sidewalks are extremely busy, whereas over here it's not crowded whatsoever. So it's kind of like, when do we reopen America? Will it be crowded or not? I think but it may be a mixed bag. Depends on the industry. Depends on what we're talking about. So you kind of have to be very careful with investments. I wouldn't necessarily choose an airline to invest in, even though airlines are all open. I don't think that they're anywhere close to being profitable anytime in the near future. Same for hotels. I don't think hotels are necessarily buy, although I've been looking at Wynn. It's amazing. Wynn is still closed, and that stock has been kind of moving upwards in the last few weeks, and that's pretty remarkable considering they've been closed all this time. So some people really believe some businesses will be back to normal like Wynn, although there's no data to show it. A lot of it's just statements from the company, like how they're ready to handle difficult circumstances and being a lot cleaner, things like that. But we really don't know what's going to happen, and that's really the message of the day: the unknown unknowns. You don't necessarily know how the economy will go, but you can watch the stock market every day to get a sense of what actual investors think, and whether you should remain invested or get to the sidelines. So if you like this video, thank you very much. Smash the like button, and it really helps with the Google algorithm, and definitely subscribe, and see you in another video.